Let's move on to the next story. We've got our very first bad judge of the show today. A very bad judge. This was one that I read and I was even a little bit like, that's pretty bad. This is somebody who was just acting with total disregard for basically any of the norms of society, I guess. You know, all of the normal things that you think are appropriate. She basically did the opposite of that. So this story comes from the WCPO, which is out of Cincinnati. Hearings begin for the judge accused of sex, alcohol consumption, and other misconduct. Gentry is the name of the judge. She's faced with 9 counts of misconduct. Here she is right there. And so this judge really kind of was just going hog wild, having a really good time as she was being a judge. And let's take a look. So an anonymous complaint was filed in December against Dawn Gentry, this woman here, who is a Kenton County family court judge, highlighted several complaints of misconduct, ethical violations on Monday. She faced a judicial conduct commission for a trial. Complaints against her, let's go through them, include having sex in the courthouse with 2 staff members, unwanted sexual advances against a lawyer whose cases she continued to preside over, campaign violations, and more. If found guilty of ethics violations, she could lose her position as a judge. She could, or she could not. We're going to see what happens. Here's what the Judicial Conduct Commission accuses her of specifically: coercing people to contribute to her campaign, falsifying timesheets, having sex with 2 members in the courthouse during work hours, permitting her staff to store and consume alcoholic beverages in court offices, and at times consuming alcoholic beverages in the courthouse. So she's having sex, partying, falsifying timesheets, threatening people to coerce her into contributing to her campaign. She's retaliating against a school liaison officer, and she's holding pretrial conferences in child abuse cases without all the attorneys present, which is totally ridiculous. And so that's a lot, that's a lot of stuff. I mean, ordinarily, here's the list, all of these different things she's doing, and it just keeps going on. Sexual misconduct is just one of the 9 complaints leveled against her. She's also accused of unwanted sexual advances against a female attorney from whose cases Gentry did not recuse herself after the incidents. So that is one bad judge. That is somebody who was willfully, maliciously violating the rules. And she was doing it under the guise of her judicial robe. I say the cops do it behind a gun and a badge. The judges do it behind their robes. The prosecutors do it behind their prosecutor badges. And this quote of justice that they fantasize about. So it's really gross behavior, really disgusting stuff. What's going to happen here? I don't know. Is she going to continue to be a judge? Probably not. But what about the many hundreds of cases she's presided over? What about all those people who've gone through her courtroom? The problem when people in power are so just, rotten to the core to a certain degree is it impacts every other case that comes through her courtroom. Same deal with prosecutors, same deal with cops, same deal with defense attorneys. You can get really bad defense attorneys also who are going to take advantage of you and take your money and not do anything and probably, make sexual claims, all sorts of gross stuff. There are really gross people out there. The problem is that many of these people in positions of power, they don't get held to the same standards that we do. If somebody came into my office and said, well, hey, one of your employees was threatening people to give them money, or they're gone. They're falsifying timesheets, meaning they're saying that they're doing things and they're not. They're by the way, they're having sex with the other employees in the break room and over in some of their offices. They're getting drunk. They're retaliating against each other, and they're doing things that are ethical violations under the code of conduct. Gone immediately, blackballed from the industry. I would review all their work. I'd contact everything that they've touched, and I'd make sure that it's all fine and working and good. Is that going to happen here? No, of course not. Right? She's going to go through a hearing, going to get reprimanded, stop acting like a 16-year-old and start acting like a professional judge. But we'll see what happens. You know, like I said, probably not going to be a judge anymore. It's a pretty bad story. But what about all the other cases that have come through her courtroom and all the damage that she's caused, and everybody who, you know, she's in family court, really high stakes. What if somebody was in her court and she sides with, you know, one of the two parents, and now this story comes out? Hey, the judge may have been drunk, or she may have just gotten done, you know, banging her coworker in her chambers, and she comes out and here's your case. I mean, it's just insane. It's like a kangaroo court. It's nuts. And, you know, this stuff needs to be rooted out, the light shined upon it. And so once again, we've got a very, very bad judge. We've got very bad judge, Judge Dawn Gentry, right there. Dawn Gentry, bad judge.